This is Laurie Erdman with Chronic Wellness Coaching, and today I want to share with you the answer to a question I keep getting asked. I've been doing radio interviews and TV interviews, and the one question that keeps getting brought up is, how do I know if I'm in burnout? What are the signs? And so today I want to answer that question for you. But first I want to start with the definition of burnout, and that comes to us from Herbert Freudenberger. He wrote a book called The High Risk of High Achievement in 1974. And his definition of burnout is the extinction of motivation or incentive, especially where one's devotion to a cause or relationship fails to produce the desired result. Well, thanks, Herbert, but what do we do about it? I mean, what does that really mean? Well, you know me by now. I'm a pretty practical person, so I like to break things down, make them real simple. And the way I look at it is burnout, the symptoms of burnout fall into three categories. And it's having symptoms in all three categories that really indicates that you are in a burnout situation. So the three categories are physical, mental, and around our purpose. So let me go through each one of those. First signs are the physical signs, and that is exhaustion, wanting to sleep all the time. Other physical signs are being sluggish, craving a lot of comfort food, not being able to get throughout the day without sugar and caffeine. Burnout symptoms also include drinking more alcohol than we normally would. If our consumption starts to increase, that can be a sign. Also, if your immune system is suppressed and you are catching every bug that comes through the office, that's also a physical sign of burnout. But what about the emotional signs? Well, that ranges from grumpiness to apathy, like, I don't care, you just don't seem to care anymore. Nothing really gets you jazzed up. Other emotional signs are snapping at someone who you really like, feeling fragile, totally stressed out. Other signs of burnout can be feeling trapped, always feeling like you're in brain fog, like you just can't, you can't see clearly. Those are all emotional signs. And the interesting thing is the emotional and the physical signs of burnout often are the same signs you would see with adrenal fatigue. And they often go hand in hand, so that totally makes sense. But I think the thing that distinguishes adrenal fatigue and burnout has to do with a third category of symptoms, and that is the symptoms around our purpose. This includes not finding any joy out of a job that you maybe used to really like. If you find yourself taking a lot of mental health days because you just don't want to go into the office. If you find yourself being late, not really living up and fulfilling your potential in your job. Here's another one too. If you dream of running away, and this is one I used to do, it's like, oh, if I could just quit my job and, go be a potter. Now, I love pottery, but it was also kind of a sign that I was really burnt out in my life. But another more serious sign is another one that I used to suffer from, and that is dreaming of getting sick. And not just like cold sick, but like really sick. So I would just I had an excuse not to be working so hard. I had an excuse to get off the hamster wheel. Now, of course, that actually happened for me, but it's a sign of burnout. And I've learned as I've been talking about this, a lot of people, particularly a lot of women, have those similar thoughts. And those are all indications. All of these are symptoms of burnout. So maybe you don't have all of them. Maybe you only have a few. Are you really in burnout? And my rule of thumb is that if you have 5 or more of these burnout signs across all 3 categories, then you're a candidate for burnout. And if you're not there yet, you're on your way. But that's okay, because that's a wake-up call. Like if you're listening to this and going, oh my God, that's me, she's talking about me, then you know it's time to take action. Because you have the power within you to make the choices to feel better. So how do you do that? Come back next week. I'm going to share with you how to overcome burnout. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Share it with them via email. However you communicate with your friends, get this message out there, because a lot of us are suffering from burnout and a lot of people don't know it. So, see you next week. Thanks for stopping by.